Randy, did you ever imagine that the last part of August, man, when we're all
August.
sweating and ripping off our shirts, it's been this cool. It's been cool weather. I mean, it's been fabulous, man.
Well, it ebbs and flows, and so we try to roll with it. It's weird. You never know how many more summers you're going to have, so you try to enjoy them and try to enjoy all seasons. And I used to live in the north, so we had, let's just say, our fair share of winter.
Yeah,
so,
I hear you.
I've really I've enjoyed moving south years ago, and so all good. It's what you make of it. But hey, by the way, Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina, director for our professional center. So I run our program here out of Winston, but I have clients across the country. Many of those clients have come over the last few years from the shows that we do, Teddy, whether today show or also on Wednesday. Every day, every week, we get together a couple times. So happy to help you. Services are free. You look me up and find me on LinkedIn. And again, we work by appointment, and you don't have to be in my backyard because everything I do is virtual. That's it for me.
Wait a minute. Do you want people in your backyard, Randy?
Only if they bring adult beverage and lots of
or pizza?
Meat, pizza. If they bring the fixins and all the food, they're just kidding. Just kidding. We drink iced tea and water, and we sip that. So
cool.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm with you. Hey, I'm Teddy Burriss. I work for a company called Burriss Consulting. We teach LinkedIn as a business tool and teaching Google Workspaces business tools. Have a great time helping corporations and individuals who want to figure LinkedIn and or Google Workspace out. But twice a week, Randy Wood and I get together and we make a lot of noise. And on Mondays, you're going to experience, we bring some stories and some tips, and we talk about our special guest that's coming up. But then Wednesday's our big show, syndicated all across the globe. And actually, I think there's conversations about going galactic, but we'll talk about that later. Randy, one of your responsibilities for the show is to do your research. Did you do it?
The answer is affirmative. I did. We cover births and deaths and famous events on this date in history for the 29th of August. So let's get started. Little trivia for you.
All right.
Born on this date in 1917, Isabel Sanford. Isabel
Sanford. Does she have a nickname that she goes by?
Well, she was a TV. She played a couple of roles on TV. Same
Fred's
character.
Daughter?
Not Fred Sanford. You would think that last name might work well. Actually, she was Wheezy. Remember Louise Jefferson?
Oh my golly, yeah.
Yeah, on the Jeffersons.
Wheezy.
And yeah, Wheezy. Remember George Jefferson? He strut around. Wheezy, she'd put him in his place, and it was just a fun show. But anyway, she was born on this date in 1917. John McCain, senator, and actually was the, I think, Republican nominee for president back in the day. He was born on this date in 1936. And Michael Jackson, this date in 1958, he was born.
I broke an ankle when I tried to moonwalk, so I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, they don't. You're too old for that. Don't be doing moonwalk stuff, right? All right. So on this date, 3 deaths. All of them deal with actors, actresses. Ingrid Bergman. 1982 passed away. Casablanca, but also Gaslight. And for those that are familiar with the term gaslighting today, that's where it came from. It came from that movie. And if you want to learn more, you can look it up and read it. But the short story is, if I remember right, one character, let's say the husband wanted to make the wife seem like she was going crazy. And it was one thing led to another. Same thing with gaslighting in today's nomenclature. Nomenclature.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a big word for you.
Tackle those big words today, big boy.
Lee Marvin. Lee Marvin, big tough guy, actor.
Like
Yep, Dirty Dozen and more. And also Gene Wilder passed away in the state in 2016. Blazing Saddles and Willy Wonka. But you know what? For a lot of folks, especially younger people, you see his face every day on Facebook with a meme associated with it. You've seen Gene Wilder's face, with the Willy Wonka hat thing on. And some goofball meme associated with it. 4 events on this date. Trivia for you. This date was 1885. Gottlieb Daimler got the patent for something.
Was this a train?
Daimler
engines?
Kind of sort of Daimler, okay. But it wasn't cars. Motorcycle. Patent for motorcycle. Back on this date, 1885. All right, so here's another one. George Harrison, 1958, of course, part of the Beatles. But on this date, he joined the group that became the Beatles. Any idea what that group was called?
The Monkees?
Nope, the Quarrymen.
Oh, the Quarrymen.
He joined John and Paul. The three of them got hooked up, and I think they did okay for themselves as time went on. But speaking of the Beatles, I guess I was speaking about the Beatles. The year was 1966. They played their last public concert. I'm not counting the one they did on top of Apple Studios, and they had a couple hundred people milling around. I'm talking about like a stadium kind of deal. This was the last one they did. It was in Candlestick Park in San Francisco. But the reason I bring it up, not only was it just the last one, but get a load of this. They had 25,000 tickets sold. They had 7,000 unsold tickets.
What?
And Beatles were rocking it back in '66. I mean, they were huge. Can you imagine today if the Beatles were appearing in a stadium and there were 7,000 unsold tickets?
That's a distributor that screwed up. By the way, Randy, imagine that happening to our show. That would never happen for our show. We always sell out.
We're not. Yeah, we're a couple of sellouts. There you go. Also, one last thing. 1997 was the year that Netflix got started in California. For those that may not be familiar, it started as a mailing only, and they would mail DVDs to you. You'd watch them, then you pop them back in the mail, send them back. And that's how it all started.
Yeah, I did my fair share of those.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Not the only one. Also, a story for you, just a kind of a quick one, kind of dovetails with Dr. Spriggs from Forsyth Tech last week, talking about education and how it impacts our community. And of course, she's with Forsyth Tech. And my column yesterday in the Winston Journal talked about lifelong learning and hard skill, soft skill. The point is, much like, take Netflix as an example. Whether you're a company or you're a person, if you don't continue to evolve and to adopt and adapt to changing market conditions, you die. I mean, think about Blockbuster or think about Kodak.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to a Blockbuster to pick up a video for the weekend, or the last time that you bought Kodak film and sent it off to be developed? So the idea here is continue to upskill, whether it's in your own field, or make sure you understand what you need to do if you're going to pivot to another industry. And I'll tell you what, Teddy, you've been on different sides of the interview process, and I have too. And certainly one of the questions that you may be asked is, especially since COVID has hit, what have you done during this time to upskill? What have you done to continue to improve your ability to do your work? And it'd be nice if you had a good answer, wouldn't it?
A better answer than using magnetiles. Do you know what magnetiles are? They're little plastic tiles. They're kids' toys. They have magnets on them. You click them and you build stuff.
Oh,
so I'm pretty good at it too, Randy. Yeah.
Great. I'd learned something today. I didn't know that. I appreciate that, Teddy.
All right. Here's my story, dude. Don't be pushy or rude. Now I gotta get off my high horse. I gotta stop ranting and raving because this just happened to me. Where this dude sends me a LinkedIn invite, which I'm grateful for people wanting to reach out to me. And and he says, I got the best thing since sliced bread. I want to talk to you about it. He showed me what his slice of bread was, and my response is no, thank you. Randy, he hits me up with this huge message in LinkedIn. I'm talking about long. I had to scroll to keep reading. And not only that, but he sent it to me in email, the same exact message in email. And I responded back to him, this is something I am not interested in. Randy, he responds, that was pushy, okay? That was pushy. And then he responds back to me with another long message, which he says to me in a LinkedIn message and an email. And he uses words like this, everybody knows how to use LinkedIn. Your business is not needed.
Ooh.
That's rude. And I'm not
going to say it's wrong. It's wrong and rude. It's both.
Yeah. So my response back to him was, not only are you pushy and rude, but you have proven to me, even if you did have the best thing since sliced bread, I want nothing to do with it. Don't be pushy. Don't be rude. That fails every time. I'm all right now, Randy.
Ouch.
Lord,
I feel that here, man. It came through the internet. Ow. Got me right here.
Hey, dude, we're on show 125 this week, man.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, we're cranking it out, man. Colleen VonDohlen, a good friend of mine, she works for Wake Forest MBA school. She runs the evening school. She's going to come on the show, Randy, because we got a lot of people in business and a lot of people who are in career transition. And we're always wondering, you talked about continue to learn. Should I go get an MBA? Should I invest however many dollars, however many weekend and evening hours?
Yeah.
Become an MBA. So Colleen's going to come on the show. We're going to have a conversation about, our career journey, and does it or should it include an MBA? It's going to be a cool conversation.
Yeah. It's funny. The other day I was speaking with a client.
Yeah.
First meeting. And going over the normal stuff that we go over. And one of the things I mentioned was, hey, you may want to check out a show that I do on Wednesday with my friend Teddy. But right around that, just before that, we got talking about he had actually gotten the degree from Wake. Mm-hmm. And somehow Colleen's name came up, and I said, yeah, seriously. And I was at that time, me with my wall calendars, right? I happen to be looking at my wall calendar as I'm talking to this fellow on the phone, and I'm looking, I see Colleen VonDohlen. And I said, hey, from the It's a Small World department, she's going to be our guest coming up in a couple of weeks. So as it all worked out, looking forward to it, because an MBA is something, it's an investment in your own career. So a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Hey, got a tip for anybody.
Cool. Is it going to help me, Randy? Will your tip help me?
I think it'll help. You don't need the help in this case, Teddy. We have to sit on you to keep you quiet. But I'll tell you what, you and me both. It deals with mic checks, and it's one thing. You go to a concert and they're doing a mic check from the stage, and you hear it go like this to sound, or like the hissy sound and all that, whatever. I'm just talking about Zoom. Everybody these days, everybody's on some kind of remote format or whatever. Now we've got these super duper microphones right here that are hopefully work all the time. But you know what? What's frustrating is if you have somebody that their mic is not working, or you need to do a mic check, and if they only say, "Can you hear me?"
Do it again, Randy. I didn't hear you.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
And it's frustrating for everybody. And I've had this happen where I'll say, please say the alphabet. ABC.
Yeah. Keep going, please. Please keep going.
Yeah. And so keep in mind, what we're trying to do is we're trying to not only know whether I can hear you at times, but what is the quality of that sound? It may be you have to turn it up, turn it down, whatever. Point being, continue to make noises as though you were speaking, not just go, hello, whoop, whoop, whoop. So anyway, that's good for that.
Oh, I'm with you, man. It's frustrating. Yep. And, not a lot of people are experts like you and I are, because we're world-renowned podcasters, and we've been doing this for 125 shows. So we have to be really, really good at it. And so that's okay, but you do need to figure it out. And the best way to figure it out is keep experimenting and practicing and say the alphabet. My line is this, Randy: tell me about the best hamburger you ate and tell me the story of eating it. And
it was good.
Yeah, I get that. It was good. Now tell me the story. Where were you? I'm with you, man. Mic checks. Yeah. So
all good.
Hey, here's my tip.
Yeah.
And I sometimes my tips are they align, and sometimes they overlap, because that's important. Stay focused on your goals and minimize the distractions. You've got to. I have a goal before the end of the year to republish 4 of my courses. These are big courses I have to republish. And when I start chasing brown squirrels and stop doing what I'm doing I lose focus. And if you lose focus, you don't achieve your goals. Stay focused. Yeah. So
stay focused.
All right, man. I will. I'll see you on Wednesday. Be a good conversation. 31st. And hope everybody joins us. And we will talk with you another day, buddy.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye.